Good morning, everybody. My name is Jason Allen Jankowski. I'm your host for today's Traders Daily Discipline. It's Tuesday, the 5th of August, and we're off to a great start. First of all, I want to do a little house cleaning. Thank you for all you new subscribers. Had a bunch more signups recently and some insights sent my way. Thank you for that. Also, if you're a brand new listener, maybe someone hasn't spent a lot of time with me yet, want to encourage you to try my other two companion websites, netwinningtrader.com and the Market Mastery Meetup. There are two sites that work together. One is my sum total of all my educational content, and the other one is a social network where traders get to come together, discuss the content, work with it, apply it, share what they're learning. Basically, it's like a Facebook for traders. And would love to see you participate. So if you're liking what you hear here, there's a lot more to come if you want it. So let's get right to work on today's Traders Daily Discipline for today. And here's our thought to get us starting. Ability has nothing to do with opportunity. And guess who said that? Napoleon Bonaparte. For those of you that have done any serious study of history, Napoleon was a fabulous military commander, probably one of the best military minds to ever live. However, he was a complete Blackheart when it came to other things, and the church actually thought for a while there that he was the Antichrist from what he did throughout Europe, devastating the lives of countless millions. Only lost one battle in his entire history, though. Interesting person, though, from a standpoint of uh, his life. I would recommend you read it. I read a couple of biographies on him. He's a really interesting guy, but just didn't have that special quality of love like the rest of us want. Anyway, when he said this, I thought to myself, that's exactly what we as traders need to be aware of. Our ability means everything that you have, your education, background, your experience in the markets, all those things, that really means jack when it comes to this business. Doesn't mean a thing. Why is that? Well, first of all, the opportunity to make money has to do with when the loser liquidates en masse, if we're going to be in the French side of things today. So when the loser decides to leave the market in a big enough group, that's called a liquidating move. That's where the big money is. Just before that happens is the place to get positioned. And you've seen this before, where you get positioned and all of a sudden the market makes a horrendously big move in one direction, erasing, maybe if it's a down move, maybe erasing weeks of gains up to that point in just a matter of hours. That's a liquidating move. And those type of moves, are fairly common. They happen regularly. Now, maybe you and I don't really want to bank our life on trying to find those, and that's the only thing we do. But the fact of the matter is that your personhood ability, what you bring to the table, your education, your training, your ability to think things through, all of that has nothing to do with the setup. When the setup shows up and the loser decides to liquidate in a big enough group, you had nothing to do with that. And in fact, if you get positioned, the money made has nothing to do with you either. Because getting in position is the right thing to do. You don't decide that. Somebody else does. In other words, you can't make big bank unless somebody else decides to quit. Think about it. 85 to 90% of people trading futures, options, or Forex are losing at any one time. That's just statistical fact. The people who are winning, the 10% on the right side of the market, they're not big enough to push the market in their favor. It's when the loser liquidates to take his lumps that those is where the big order flows come from. So when you really think about it, you have nothing to do with where the opportunity is. Somebody else brings that to the table. And when you're getting positioned, all you're doing is saying, oh, there's where it is. It's got nothing to do with the fact that you might have a PhD in astrophysics and you've written some artificial intelligence software that you think is going to help you identify price turns. It's got nothing to do with that. It doesn't matter that you've been trading for 50 years and you think you're God, you know everything that's out there. That doesn't mean anything either. If you're one of the smallest groups of people in the world right now, winners at this business, you got to wait for the loser to decide to take his lumps. Otherwise, you can't get paid. Isn't that interesting? Your side of the coin, the ability you bring to the table, has nothing to do with opportunity. And that's coming from a guy who made life hell for most people he met. Anyway, guys, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday with our next daily Trader's Daily Discipline. And in between now and then, I wish you good luck with trading. I hope you make $1 million. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.